Hello class, it's Mr. Ng and I'm here to show you how to manage your titration numbers in Google Sheets. Namely, I'll be showing you how to set up your equations and how to use equations in Sheets. So I've already done a lot of things. Here is my raw data. You should just punch that in. Here are my trials, and down here, along here, I have put in my little titles. If you notice, these aren't the exact same titles from our lesson on Friday. That's just because, well, I wanted to write in better titles. Like instead of initial HCl, I put in initial NaOH because, well, that's actually what we dropped in. I made a mistake on Friday, is what I'm saying. Okay, well, let's get started. So, with this raw data, right? We can easily find out what was the change in the NOH, right? We started at 28, we ended up at 42. All we got to do is find the difference, and that's easily done. I would just do equal sign. The equal sign is key here, ladies and gentlemen. Once you have an equal sign, it changes that cell into something that's going to calculate things for us. In this case, we're going to take this cell, B3, and we're going to subtract, so I just type in minus, B2 from it. Notice, right? It's the big number minus the little number. And it's already highlighted for you. I don't think it get any clearer. Once I push enter, it does that math for me. Awesome. And you could do it in your head. The difference between 42 and 28 is indeed 14. And now I can just drag it across to do it along these next two trials here. So to do that, I don't want the arrow and I don't want the hand. I want this little cross right here. I'm going to hold down uh, my mouse button. I'm going to drag it across, and there you go. Easily done. Another way to do it is to go here, and I'm going to do edit and copy, and then I'm going to go here, edit and paste, here, edit and paste. That's for the slow version for those of you with Chromebooks and you're not so good with all the funny business. Okay, step 2, we got to convert this amount, which is in milliliters, right? And I want to turn it into liters. That's very easily done. I do equal sign, this amount, and we're going to divide that by 1,000. Because that's how you convert mils to liters, right? So it's a very tiny amount, 0.014 liters. And I can do the same thing. I'm just going to drag across, and now I got all those numbers. Fine. This is the one with the much larger equation. So I'm going to show you how to do this. So here, you're going to do equal to, right? And then we're going to do the concentration of the base, which is 1 molar, right? Times the volume of the base. The volume of the base that we dropped in is this number, right? 1 molar times this number. And here, we're just going to put that in parentheses, okay? And then we're going to divide it by the volume of the acid that we put into our setup. And for us, if you don't remember, we put in 20 mils, in which case, if I put that into liters, it's going to be 0.02. Done. Okay? Let's see. And then I'm just going to put this in parentheses. And there you go. Boom, boom, boom. Okay? And I'm just going to stretch this across. And this is the milliliters of HCl that we converted through the little titration equation that I went through in class. Okay, here I will highlight one of these so that you could see the equation. It's right up here. Okay, you can pause the video if you want to see that. Lastly, to find the percent error, a lot of us were having problems with this one just because it took so many parentheses. But let's walk through this equation. So we know that percent error is how much it's supposed to be. And if you didn't know, oops, don't want that. The true value, the true HCl molarity was 0.3. Right, that's what it was. All right, so to find percent error, we do equal to, we're going to do 0.3, right? I'm going to put in parentheses, 0.3 minus what you got. And what you got here is 0.7. That's not so good. Close parentheses. Divided by what you're supposed to get, which is 0.3. This is the classic percent error equation that you know of. And I'm going to put this in parentheses because a lot of you freak out when you see a minus sign. To get rid of that minus sign, I'm going to write the word abs in front of it, because abs destroy the minus sign. And I'm going to push enter. Oops, enter. Ooh. Oh, I forgot to multiply by 100. Okay, and then parentheses all over this joint, and then multiply that by 100. Yes, 133% error. That's horrible. I'm going to drag this across. Awesome. 0% error, 13% error. All right, so obviously this team did 2 awesome trials and 1 horrible trial. Maybe the things were leaking or something. I don't know what happened there. Last thing for us to do is to find the averages. Very easily done. The equation here is equal to, and then just type in the word average, right? And Google gives you the thing. You can click on it if you want. And we want the average of these 3 things. See, when I highlight it, it gives that range within the formula from B2, which is this cell, to D2. And then just close parentheses. Boom. Found the average for me. Good. And then I could just drag this down, and it'll find the average of all these numbers. But which averages do we really need? Well, let's get rid of these 2. We don't really need to know about that. We don't really need to know about how many liters are dropped or things like this. In fact, these 2 things I would rather hide because they're like kind of intermediate math things. So I'm going to highlight them. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to hide these rows. That looks way better, right? Your average percent error team is 48%. That's horrible. Feel bad about your life, at least your life in math and chemistry. And then here the NaOH dropped. On average, you dropped around 9 mils. Good. And just for a good measure, let's make this look nice. Ooh, yeah, that's right. The yellow. I hope that helps. Oh, some of you had some problems cutting and pasting this. It shouldn't be too much of a problem. Just kind of highlight this whole sucker and then copy, and then you could paste it into your Word document. I hope that helps, ladies and gentlemen. And yeah, I will see you later. Bye-bye.